Thank you everyone for coming to this event. My name is Vin Pham, and I am a member of the Greenhouse Scholars class of 2018. When I look at the community sitting before me, mentors, board members, fellow scholars, I am truly inspired by what we've accomplished. Together, we are catalysts for lasting change. I am truly excited to embark upon the journey of the next 4 years with the support of this incredible community. The work that all of you are doing with us is beginning to create lasting effects that are rippling through the lives of our families, our communities, and communities around the world. We scholars have faced incredible challenges. Some of us have experienced homelessness, the loss of a family member, and violence. We have worked multiple jobs while in high school to support our families. We've been refugees and we've seen war up close. We've struggled with learning the English language and we have attended schools that simply aren't preparing some students for college. Statistically, we should not be in front of you today. More than a third of us would not have even graduated from high school, and many fewer would have enrolled in college. Among those who would enroll, only 11% of us would actually have attained a college degree. But we are not these statistics. We've graduated from high school and we are bringing our peers, our siblings, other young people up with us. We are attending some of the country's best and most challenging universities, and we are graduating from them at a rate 10 times higher than our peers. But we aren't satisfied with just a diploma. We are setting out to solve some of the world's greatest challenges. We are building wells in Ghana, working in cancer research labs, teaching in our most underserved communities, and excelling in prestigious positions at some of the world's leading companies like Shell Oil, KPMG, Teach for America, Deloitte Consulting, and White Wave Foods. Most important of all, we are leading. We are inspiring change in our families, where we work, and where we live. We are mentors and role models. We are leaders, and with your support, we are creating change with thousands of other young people and thousands of communities. I have been asked today to introduce our keynote speaker, a young man who has already had a profound impact on my life, and without whom I would likely not be standing here in front of you as a Greenhouse Scholar. This young man is now a third-year Greenhouse Scholar, and last fall, he returned to his old high school, Aurora Central, to tutor high school seniors as they prepared college and scholarship applications. I was one of the high school seniors he tutored. The time, attention, dedication, and patience he enthusiastically committed to helping students at Aurora Central showed me the type of person he truly is. A person committed to permanently changing his community for the better. And when he told me all the ways Greenhouse Scholars is helping him, I too was compelled to be part of this community. He encouraged me to apply, reviewed my application, and spent countless hours preparing me for my interview. And he did the same for countless other students. I am proud to stand here before you as a Greenhouse Scholar, and I am very proud to introduce you to my friend Shiva.
Thank you, everyone. What does it mean to be a catalyst for change? According to dictionary, catalyst is an event or a person that provokes action. Word change is synonymous with alteration and modification, and is related to metamorphosis and transformation. These words are powerful. It is true. But what they meant to describe is even more meaningful for me, and hopefully to you too. Calling Greenhouse Scholars a catalyst for change is an acknowledgement, both by the sheer force of will and through the continuous support of our community, which includes each of you. We are a part of lasting and impactful transformation. As Greenhouse Scholars, we are in a path to accomplish something that most of our parents haven't. Attainment of a college degree. But what makes us even more unique is that in addition to such a remarkable goal that we have, we are also committed on shaping our communities for the better through our eventual careers, passion projects, contribution to our community, and our indispensable leadership. All of this will have a positive impact on our family, our local, and global communities. I hope by sharing my story, you'll better understand how this ripple, with momentum, is gaining enough speed to become a wave. A sense of community has always been a priority for me. My parents, my family was forced to flee Bhutan, their homeland, before I was born. As a sixth child in my family, I was born in a small refugee camp in eastern Nepal. To fully understand how difficult life is living in a refugee camp, you will have to live there. It wasn't easy for my family to live in a hut made up of bamboo and plastic. It was discouraging to see water leaking through your roof on every rainy day. It is hard when you go to school in bare feet. And it is more discouraging when you leave off a couple pair of stitched clothing for many years. It is sad when you have to subsist on a couple kilograms of rice provided by the UNHCR, United Nations Refugee Agency. Let us put all of this into perspective. Just imagine the following. You are sleeping outside, no roof over your head, in a very cold winter day. You're sleeping in a bare floor. And you have a rock as your pillow. And remember, you hear gunshots every night nearby. Imagine having to live in a place where there is no health care, no hospitals whatsoever. Imagine walking into a forest simply to look firewood for your family as an 8-year-old. And instead, finding a lifeless body of a person who was so desperate that they chose to live last couple minutes of their life hanging from a tree. Imagine losing your best friends to diarrhea, jaundice, pneumonia, polio, snake bites. So many diseases that are so preventable and curable. Yet, we lacked healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, I lived that life for 16 years. A sign of hope appeared in my life when the International Organization for Migration, IOM, initiated the resettlement process for Bhutanese refugees. And one of the countries they were resettling was the United States. I knew early on I needed a community, a place where I could belong. But then it was incredibly difficult for me to convince my parents for this new option. They thought, and still think to this day, that their house is like how they left in Bhutan. Their farm animals are how they left in Bhutan. But reality is different. We couldn't return Bhutan. So we needed to look for a new option. Excuse me. We deliberated as a family and started our resettlement process because we needed a community. So eventually we flew to the United States into an unknown future. Without any knowledge of English language and without knowing how different it would be compared to refugee camp to the United States. Imagine never have seen an escalator before. Thinking your new apartment looks like an office, so you don't want to touch anything. marveling at the ability to cook rice by simply plugging up electric plug into the pot. Ladies and gentlemen, it was an overwhelming journey. In spite of all of these challenges, I was admitted to Aurora Central High School, a school that nobody speaks my language and nobody looks like me. I was excited to go to school, but yet was so unprepared as to what was coming next. You know, in Nepal, before entering a classroom, you ask permission to the teacher, saying, "May I come in, sir?" And then the teacher lets you in. My first day at Aurora Central, I walk into my English class with a schedule in my hand in front of the door of the English class with a very thick accent. I say, "May I come in, sir?" Obviously, that is not something we do here. So the teacher gave me this confused, weird look and then said, "Sure." So I walked in, but then the students in that class wouldn't stop cracking up. They saw I dressed different, I looked different, and so they just laughed at me. And I had that same situation throughout all of my classes that day. I went home so discouraged that I never wanted to go back to school again. But then I thought about my future, what I have gone through and why I wanted to come to the United States. So I made a determination. No matter how hard it is, I will succeed. I will be relentless. Education is my priority, and I'll achieve everything I want to achieve. I went back to that school, walked into a bunch of group of crowds, and then say, "Hey guys, my name is Shiva." They laughed at me. They gave me a weird look. Again, I was relentless. I never let that get in my way. I took it positively. I would go early in the morning to school, to library, so I can learn how to use a computer. I would stay after school every day so I can talk to my teacher, so I can learn English. Sooner or later, I just started adapting to American culture. I started becoming more and more comfortable speaking English. But yet, I barely spoke any English. So I still had a long way to go about learning English and being able to talk in English. So my first year at Aurora Central, towards the end of the year, I was encouraged by one of my teachers to join the mock trial program. At first, I was so hesitant. Oh my God, I don't speak English. And some of the words that I speak are very thick accent. And I have never seen an American court before. But then again, I went back to my goal. I want to succeed. I need to get out of my comfort zone, and I need to be accountable for my team. So I practiced my witness statement. I memorized all the rules for mock trial. I worked so hard every day. And I went to the competition. And after the competition, I was ranked one of the top 7 students from the entire Arapahoe County. Thank you. I did my best, and my team did their best. So we were able to compete on the state level. And after the competition, I was ranked one of the top 10 students from the entire state of Colorado for that given year in mock trial. Increasingly motivated by my achievement and by my teachers, I joined the speech team next. People always find it funny because who would join a speech if they barely speak any English? Well, I did because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I wanted to learn English. That is why I joined a speech. Learn it the hard way. And I just worked so hard every day, writing my speech, memorizing my speech, just learning the rules, and I soon started winning awards in speech. Most outstanding speaker, superior speaker, most outstanding Congress, National Forensic League Distinction Award. And I even became the finalist for National Forensic League Congress. And now an honor very few attend from the entire country. I'm very thankful for everyone who supported me, my teachers, my friends, my mentors, and who believed in me. I took the support and momentum that I had during high school and chose to pay it forward. I dedicated myself to my refugee community in Aurora. I did everything I could for that community. Driving people to hospital, interpreting for them, driving people to DMV, interpreting for them, going to the jail, bailing out people, fixing their computers, just anything I could do. Filing green card forms, filing naturalization forms, filing food stamp, filing Medicaid, just everything that I was knowledgeable on. I had become an advocate for that community since I had learned English by that time. I helped a lot of Nepali family gain asylum into the United States through the University of Denver Asylum Clinic. I did not say no. Even if I receive a call at 3 a.m. on a very snowy day that says, hey, I missed the bus, can you take me to work? This, for me, has been a very fulfilling goal in my life and will be a very fulfilling goal in my life. Over the course of my high school years at Aurora Central, I joined 8 different clubs and was part of numerous community organizations outside of school. I had completed over 26 college credits by the time I graduated from high school, and I earned more than 1,500 community service hours by the time I graduated. I was part of Metro Organization for People, Colorado Asset, and other community organizations. I testified on behalf of several bills in front of House of Representatives and Senate, and I volunteered for the Denver mayoral debate. During the graduation, it was announced that I ranked 3rd out of 621 seniors from Aurora Central High School, class of 2012. And I was announced the most outstanding student of Aurora Central, class of 2012. An unrelenting drive to succeed and excel is what kept me going through thick and thin. I attribute my success to my teachers, to my mentors, to my family, my friend, and everybody who supported me, who believed in my dreams. All of this experience shaped who I am and who I am to become. The seeds of change were planted upon me when I entered this country. And I'm just following this trajectory as I pursue my college degree. For my relentlessness, leadership, accountability, and commitment to my community, today I stand before you as a Greenhouse Scholar. These are our 4 core values that each of us scholars embody. And with the support of Greenhouse Scholars community, I know I have access to resources when I need. When I accept new responsibility and challenges, I know I have that support. Greenhouse Scholars is enabling and motivating me to reach my full potential. I'm currently attending the University of Colorado, Boulder, studying mechanical engineering. As a result of my initial interest in fixing computers and the joy that I find in helping my community, my goal is to go back to countries like Nepal and help people with technologies. People don't use machines in the developing countries like Nepal, Africa. They do everything with their hands. That takes away a lot of time that they could be spending with their family or doing other productive work. They don't even have machines that separate wastewater from drinking water. So I want to create that machine. I want to help people with technology. I want to help people live longer and happier life. That is my goal in life. To carve the path of my future professional goals, Greenhouse Scholars connected me with an internship at Special Energy. And by the way, I consider Special Energy to be the best employer in the world. I'm very fortunate and lucky to be part of Special Energy because I have learned so much that it's really hard to describe in a couple of words. I have learned completely new language of business and satellite, everything that I didn't have initial knowledge of. that I wouldn't have learned otherwise. I have sharpened my time management skill and to understand and deal with the difficult situation, stressful situation when they arise. I have just learned to be a better person through Special Energy and through Greenhouse. Thank you, Special Energy. I have taken other opportunities with Greenhouse Scholars as well. The summer before my sophomore year, I received a flexible funding. Flexible funding is a grant that we as scholars can request for our projects or anything we want to do. I use my flexible funding from Greenhouse to pay off my summer class, so I can focus more time during the fall for my community, for the high school seniors that were graduating from Aurora Central. I used that time over the fall, as Vin mentioned, to go back to Aurora Central and tutor and mentor several seniors. As a result, I was able to get a lot of students win a scholarship, get accepted to colleges, and much more. And today I'm so delighted to say that 3 of the students that I was tutoring are joining me as the newest class of Greenhouse Scholars. They are Vin Pham, Isaac Goa, and Michelle Isom. Welcome. I'm very thrilled to welcome you all to our community. Of course, I would not be able to talk about Greenhouse Scholars without also mentoring the mentor whom I was paired with, Dave. Dave is not just my mentor. He's my family. And someone who I truly trust that I can share my feelings with. We text like friends, talk for hours, meet on like weekly basis. And this relationship has gone so further that it is a two-way street now. Dave coaches me with business concepts. He helps me with everything in life. He helps me relieve my stress with engineering courses. He's just a person that I can just go up to anytime. I text him at the middle of the night and he responds. So thank you, Greenhouse, and thank you so much, Dave, for all of your support and help that you have put on. Thank you. Because of this support, I have continued to expand my leadership roles both on CU campus and in my community. I'm on the board of directors for Global Bhutanese Community Colorado. I'm the campus-based leader for Gates Millennium Scholars Colorado, part of Engineers Without Borders, and on the American Association for Mechanical Engineers. I also work at the Office of Chancellor on campus, where I have a unique access to leadership at CU Boulder. As I mentioned earlier, that I have continued to help my community through everything, one particular incident stands out in my mind. Last month, I was sitting at a park in Aurora, and this Nepali man approached me. He said, "Hey, Shiva, I've been trying to look for you. I've been trying to reach you." As I helped hundreds of refugees down in Aurora, I couldn't pinpoint who he was. And then he started telling me, "Remember, you bailed me out of Adams County Jail last year at like 2 a.m. because I was arrested for DUI?" That time it clicked. I remember giving this man a lecture about how bad drinking and driving is and why he shouldn't do it. I remember showing him statistics about how many people die every year because of this negligence. I just was giving him lecture till we get to his house. And then he choked. Right when we met at the park, he choked and then said, "Thank you for opening my eyes that night." I have stopped drinking since that night. I have paid all of my fines, been a good driver, and I have been an advocate in my community. I tell my friends not to drink and drive, and trust me, I have gotten a lot of friends that have stopped that. They don't drink and drive anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, That is the movement I live for. That is the ripple effect I'm talking about. This reminds me of a quote from Mother Teresa. I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone through the water to create many ripples. Over the past 9 years, Greenhouse Scholars has selected scholars like me to be the part of this ripple effect. Currently, we are like 150 strong college students and some alumni. But the impact is much broader than that. Together, we are reaching thousands of others. Some of the examples are we're creating college boot camps for middle school students, creating wastewater system for underdeveloped countries, mentoring, tutoring, and our goal of helping thousands of people around the globe. All of this is directly supported by Greenhouse Scholars. So let us give them a big applause right now. Thank you, Greenhouse Scholars. And thank you to the community members who support Greenhouse Scholars. In closing, I want to say something to each of you. Community members, you are so precious to us. As mentors, professional contacts, banners, writers, donors, sponsors, and volunteers, we wouldn't be where we are without your support. Thank you for everything you have done for us. All the level of support provided by you and the people who support scholars in our effort to succeed is invaluable. Thank you so very much. To anyone who is new to Greenhouse Scholars, thank you for being here today. I feel privileged and excited to share my annual Inspire with you for the first time. And to the scholars, class of 2018, I am thrilled and proud to welcome to our community. Scholar sophomore, class of 2017, you made it through your first year. It is hard. The first year is significant transition, and I hope you have some perspective as you take it with you moving forward. Class of 2016, I'm excited to see us take on a leadership role within Greenhouse Scholars, shaping and projecting the organization's unique values. Class of 2015, may you be successful this year. I can't wait to see what you do when you graduate. Scholar alumni, many congratulations. Please stay connected with us and help us succeed even further. Thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you for your continued support to Greenhouse Scholars. People like you are making this world way better place than how we find it. Thank you.